Okay, we're starting to stream.
I wish my bitch would show up, but she's taking care of that kid.
She'll pop in any second.
Oh.
Let's see. Come on, Ming. The stream is offline. Why? Here it comes. Here it comes.
This is like launching a rocket, man. This is like Sputnik.
It's just taking a while to... Oh, there we go.
Jeff's out there.
Oh, bring him in if you like. That's fine.
No sound message.
Okay. Okay. We're starting to stream. Alright, there we go. So that's all working. Okay, everybody. Good morning, Monday, 2nd of January, 2017. I'm here.
Happy New Year.
I'm here. Happy New Year. I'm here with Bunto.
Thanks, Sid. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing alright, I guess. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to start off with a video review.
Of our friend Lyrical Orion.
Yeah, Lyrical Orion has put up a video, and we are going to watch it and review it. So,
ready.
Okay, let me just
roll the tape.
Roll the video. Just give me one moment. Let me just make sure that everybody gets a little tickle on this one. All right. What is she?
No, this is fresh, man. I have not listened to this tape.
No, me neither.
Video.
Me neither. Me neither. All right. So I guess we're ready to rock and roll. What are you seeing on the screen there?
I'm seeing Lyrical, and I'm ready to squeeze the tit, man. That's it. We got.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's been a while since I made a video, and I wanted to make one this new year because the question got brought to my attention, a question called, what does it mean to be in love with life? And at first I was kind of relating it to the, what does it mean to live life to the fullest? But that's actually a different type of perspective, because when you live life to the fullest, you're looking at life from a very individual and personal perspective. But when you are in love with life, you could look at being in love with life in a more general perspective. For example, for me, when I feel like I'm in love with life, because I don't always feel that way. Sometimes I can get really depressed and feel really unhappy, like the world doesn't want me here, but that's just because of my own depression.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, listen to me. Is this a stereotype that, I've detected throughout my life that females have a tendency to sentimentalize things, anthropomorphize, phenomena in life, right? It's more women. That's a female thing, right? Falling in love with life and so forth.
Maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I've certainly heard it from females, and mainly from females, that's for sure.
Like, okay, if we join the Marine Corps, I mean, do we fall in love with our gun? And
well,
I guess
they bash it into you.
Or,
yeah, if you join the Marine Corps, they totally change your way of thinking, and they turn you into a bit of a...
But do they romanticize it? I don't think so. I think it's just, kill, go, kill. It's functional, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish Frank would tell us.
Absolutely.
But do you ever feel like, women are like, isn't it a beautiful day? Isn't this a wonderful flower? It's like a real sentimentalized thing with women.
I don't know. I think men and women are both the same. Maybe the women will go to the flower and the guys will go to a car or whatever, but they both do the same sort of thing.
All right, well, let's see. We got to keep rolling, please.
That I get, but I can cognitively, I can pull myself out of it by reminding myself that it has to do with my perspective. And so when I am in a good perspective, a positive perspective, I think about what it means to be in love with life. Okay. So for me, when I'm in love with life, I am very responsive to very subtle, like nature and things like that. I want to feel the grass growing, be around trees and animals.
See what I mean?
Running water,
my point proven right there,
like
dude.
that.
What?
I mean, it's just so womany. I mean, okay, if you look at Lyrical right now, doesn't she look like a mother? It's like, there's mom.
No, well, she's a mother, firstly. And, if you're a mother and you look like a mother, I don't think it's out of place.
But it's all flowers and trees and...
So what?
I mean, it's just so sentimentalish. I mean, doesn't that ever, like, you notice sentimental things? I do.
Yeah, but that's her specifically. You can't stereotype all women are stereotypical.
I find that sometimes when I run into women that are like kind of androidy, it's remarkable to me. I notice that when they're like act like androids. When they don't have any sentimentality whatsoever.
Okay, but with all due respect,
very few women I've noticed that.
With all due respect, when it came to the run up to the elections, you were androidish, very androidish about Hillary.
I love it. You had to get that shot in, right? All right, roll the shit, man. Let's see what you got. Hit me with your best shot, Lyrical.
I think I've mentioned before how I have a very sensitive sense of hearing, like to the point of being like unusually sensitive. The funny story is that when I walked into my ex-boyfriend's house long time ago, and it was wintertime, because I remember we were all taking off jackets and there was like the rustling of the jackets, and before anybody spoke there was just a few moments of silence. And in between that time, and they had just met me, I think they'd only met me, maybe seen me once or twice before, I covered my ears and my eyes and was just like, what is this terrible beeping sound? And the mom and dad look at each other like, with this kind of like this confused like smile, and she reaches behind her microwave and pulls out this little black box. And basically this box it blasted an ear-piercing sonic sound to keep rodents away. And needless to say, they had to keep it turned off while I was there. And that's just what I mean by like the type of sound like that I can hear. Running water, for example, when you have really acute hearing, it makes little jingles and bells and chime sounds, And I wish more people could relate to me, like an overly developed sense of hearing. I have a good sense of hearing. I have a great sense of touch.
Okay, what do you think of that? Like if she's so sentimental that she's put it to like her, she's like a hypersensitive person now. She like hears like high pitched sounds and rustlings.
She only heard the high pitched sound because it was silence everywhere else, and she was the only one who heard it.
She's like Sherlock Holmes, man. She's hypersensitive, hyper aware.
That means she's hyper intelligent.
Hyper intelligent.
Don't you think?
Yeah, well, she is very smart.
Exactly.
So that makes you wonder, like, if you ever run into a real sentimental woman, you wonder if she's, like, hyper-aware or not.
No, I don't really wonder these things.
Good eyes, nice palate. I've developed my palate over years. The one sense that I've sacrificed for the hearing and the other ones is the sense of smell. It's really funny. You know how they say if you have some that are elevated, you have some that are diminished? I have a disabled sense of smell, and the joke in my family is that like we'll be in like a car with all the windows rolled up, and people's like eyes will be watering because somebody like let some gas go. It's
what?
Like, how long will it take before I will never notice unless it's brought to my attention.
The car stinks or
so
what?
I try to smell. I can smell things, but it's just
Is it a room getting wonky or what?
But anyway, when you live life to the fullest, so I'll be out in nature and I'll hear all of these sounds and I'll feel really connected to the life of nature around me. And because of that, it's made me become...
I'm just saying stuff that crosses my mind, but I bet you this woman has tremendous orgasms. I mean, she's fucking hyper aware and very sentimental. I mean, to me, that adds up to like, cataclysmic orgasms.
All right, mark that down. Question to ask. Lyrical, let me see you next.
An ethical vegetarian. I don't like the way that animals are being farmed. I think that it's very tragic what's happening to some of them. And so I became an ethical vegetarian, but over time I became a natural vegetarian. Now I don't want to eat meat anymore for other reasons. But when you're in love with life, I think that it starts to diminish your ability to want to kill things. And I know that seems needless to say, or sort of
true that. I agree.
Explanatory there, that you're in love with life, therefore you don't want to kill. But when I think of some of the terrorism and different things that's happening in certain nations, I think that what becomes apparent is that they've never really been in love with life, and that's what makes it so easy.
True that. I agree.
Sometimes is that if you don't love it yourself, you don't really see the need to let other people or creatures live. And it's really sad because with so much repression in some of those nations.
That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Because I'm not a big fan of life myself, but I certainly wouldn't want to see, other animals being killed because I'm not a fan of life. That's nonsense. Or other people.
Well, you love your dog, so you're a fan of life.
I'm not a fan of my life. I could give one shit. I could give two shits.
Well, I think she's talking about
whether I'm alive tomorrow or not. It makes no difference to me.
But I think she's talking about life in the general. I don't think she's talking about necessarily one specific life. Like, these guys that blow themselves up, I mean, it's evident that they do not enjoy life, because they would at least take the time to contemplate their actions, but they don't.
They specifically enjoy death.
Yes.
Enjoy the concept.
Right.
I'm not saying I specifically enjoy I don't want to, I'm not a sort of a fan of the concept of death. I just find that life itself has absolutely been of no value. None.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly I can't pinpoint one I don't know what's the word, one advantage of me having ever been alive. Not one.
Well, it'll be apparent to you sooner or later.
Oh, really?
Yes,
how's that?
That's the way it is. That's the way irony works.
All right. Well, let's talk about it after. Let's just listen to another couple of minutes.
And I don't just mean sexual repression, though that is a part of it. That it makes people act out in ways that I think are unnatural, because I think it's more natural to not be in a way that you're denied your natural feelings, pleasures.
When you cross into the realm of unnatural and life and shit, then I get worried.
Well, of course. Okay, look at this. Let's say that you take the person that blows himself up, right? The Islamic guy that blows himself up. Let's say you take that same baby and raise it over here, in a real loving home. And then, wow, you find out that guy, leads the life of a doctor, he doesn't blow himself up. Then I can understand her point. You know what I mean? There's like a naturalness to, the environment.
Yeah, but it also works the other way. They're very, very wealthy, well-trained, educated kids or people that go and
Columbine.
Go down to IS and lay down their life.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Hey, Sid.
Hey, Bird. Okay, we got another minute and a half of this.
We're reviewing Lyricals. You'll be able to catch up pretty soon. You're trawling. Roll the tape.
And when you are structured in that type of an environment, it's going to cause some repression. I've seen it happen in more subtle ways here in religions and things like that. And so when you're not in love with pleasure in life, when you're not in love with the joys of the natural things in life, you start to not be in love with life itself in certain ways too, in my opinion. So for me, the more that I try to be in love with life, I also sort of adopt a minimalist perspective. I realize that a lot of things are unnecessary to make me happy, and that I don't need or want abundance in monetary things or possessions. There's a real science to this, because the more you become encompassed with your possessions, the more they start to own you, and you have to have them around you, and the less you have, the easier it is to just experience life. And so I like to travel, and I like to be able to have a suitcase and just go. So, that's a very minimalist perspective. But of course, I still have my home and I still have all my possessions. And, at some point, I'm hoping to probably lessen a lot of those possessions, just to make my life more simple. Because it really is, I'm the happiest when my life is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why does a woman fuss about that? Anyone? I mean, what's wrong with like acquiring? I mean, that's what they do. I mean, women are natural acquirers. I feel they're good at that. What do you say, Jeff? I mean, they love to collect things.
Well, I only heard a couple of minutes, but I can sympathize with people who want to downsize and get rid of stuff. My wife and I are kind of trying to do that ourselves, and having cleaned out my mom's house was yet additional motivation. So I don't get the full context of the video, but I understand and know a lot of women who want to downsize and don't want to have a lot of stuff. It usually happens a little later in life.
You ever feel guilty about having a lot of stuff?
Guilty? No. Guilty, no.
Should we just hear the rest of this?
Okay.
Simple, when I'm the happiest, when I don't have a lot of emotional stress and drama, which seems to be what's been happening to me lately. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about what it means to be in love with life. I know some of my ideas are controversial, so if you guys want to comment, I will try to respond. I know I don't always respond, but I'm going to try to be more interactive. And now I'm off to the gym, because that's another thing that makes me enjoy life. So I'm meeting my friend over there, and I'm going to have to run. So I'm going to cut this video short. I'm so happy that I've been able to talk with you guys today. Bye.
Well,
Thank you, Lyrical.
What do you think of that?
That's obviously a woman that wants mate.
Wants you?
You're listening to what he's doing.
It's just the video she put out, How to Love Life.
Who's she?
It's
Lyrical.
It's lyrical.
How does anybody at that age know how to love life?
How to Love Life.
It's a process.
Right.
It's a process.
Well-
Loving life is a process.
To me, let's say this is like a dating site video. I mean, that's like a dating video right there.
You think?
Unfortunately, I didn't hear it all.
She said it's a dating video.
Yeah, man, that she loves life, man.
She's looking for
But
dates.
it's what,
she says.
your
Was it
perspective
actually a dating video?
to love life.
But was it actually a dating video?
No.
The video she put out.
So, is there any other context to this? What is our axe to grind with Lyrical?
Nothing.
No.
What she said didn't seem really controversial. She voiced some of her own views about
There's nothing controversial.
life. Oh, okay.
It was just
The
a
reviews aren't necessarily contrarian, Jeff.
That's
The
right.
reviews are about
Okay.
But
sitting
she
in the
said
audience.
she said people wouldn't necessarily. She said she thought her views might be controversial. So that tells me one of two things: either she's got either somebody is objecting to the way she wants to live, and that's how she's presenting it, whether she knows it or she doesn't know it. But that seems odd to say it's not controversial, or that it's controversial when it's clearly not controversial.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, Jeff, like, have you ever made a how you should love life video yet?
Not yet.
Why not? Why don't you want to tell people the ways to love life?
I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
But you know what they say that Chuck Murnichuk or whatever his name is, and those guys like him that hang out with him, people love the process, right? They want to know what your process is. They want to know where you are, whether it's because they're wanting to watch you fail or whether they want to watch you succeed. Either way, something about us, we like the process. So, I mean, I think there's value in sharing our story with people, what we're doing, what works, and what didn't.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I didn't hear all of it either, but I didn't hear anything that I found really startling one way or the other.
Are you very sentimental, Jeff?
A little
Like
bit.
a little kid.
Jeff's quite sentimental, I think.
Yeah, I'm sentimental.
Driving past Karen Downs police station. Sarge, there's a limo in a red Commodore. Pull him up.
Are
Right.
Lebos still allowed free access to everything in Australia? Like, can you go anywhere you like? Or
Oh, you know that
are you
fucking
still
yesterday,
restricted?
You know, yesterday I got fucking chased by highway patrol. Fucking cunts. They're fucking assholes, man.
Why?
I don't know. I got away.
What do you mean you got away? Nobody gets away from
Oh, good
highway
for you.
patrol.
Like Smokey and the Bandit?
Right. Fucking bad.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, my car is the car that they use, but they got a newer version, but mine's worked.
Main Force Interceptor.
And they couldn't find you.
Yeah.
They couldn't get your license plate.
Yeah, they got my license plate, but I didn't fucking, by the time they caught up to me and they got to me, I was already in the driveway and out the car.
Yeah, but what's
So
that?
that means
But they caught you.
that means that when they get me, they can't prove that it was me. Even though I'm on camera, like they can't see in the car with the camera. My windows are too tinted.
You mean they can't prove it was you driving?
Yeah, I can just say it was fucking my mate. He's gone now.
This is true, but in this country, when you get pulled, when your car is involved in whatever, it's the owner who gets. It's the registered owner who gets the shit.
Yeah, that's same here too, but it's not necessarily the person who's driving. It's not
No, I know that, but who's the registered owner of your car?
Yeah, I am.
Well, there you go. They'll catch up to you. You'll get shit.
Yeah, no, they were there.
Yeah, and if you didn't pull it up, or yeah,
I got into the driveway, and because that was at a dead end street, like at a court, like a dead end street, they did a U-turn and they fucked off.
Cops.
But they were fucking cunts, man. I'm like, fucking really?
Were they chasing
Like,
you
as
with
soon as
lights
I
and
turned the
everything?
corner, I was halfway up the street. I'd see them turn the corner, but I'd be gone every time. Yeah, so they tried to get up. If I was any slower, they would have gone. They're fucking cunts, man, because they got those laser readers. They read your plates, right?
Right.
They pass. They don't have to do anything, you know. And the way I was driving down, there were signs in the middle of the road, and they were coming the opposite way. And I was right at that point where they were. They couldn't read my plate. And they fucking, I could see them slowing down, and they were turning right, and I was turning left off that main road up the side street to go home.
Yeah.
And they just fucking
What's a bad boy to do it for?
I fucking did nothing. And then, but the thing is, I probably had like weed on me, and I
Right. Major
You know
League
what I mean?
Boss.
Guns,
Oh, I don't need the drug.
ammo.
then you were smart to evade.
But they saw where you pulled in, though. You said.
Is that your advice, Dad? Should I evade?
Yes, if you have weed, well, at least in the U.S., you better try to evade, or firearms in many states, unfortunately.
My last husband, he used to take the police officers on his case on his motorcycle when he was younger, not when I was married to him. And at one point they had to bypass the motorcycle because they couldn't catch him. And so whenever you see our city motorcycles now, they're the real beefed up ones. And I always say, Oh, I used to say to him, you know, thank you for those. We had regular motorcycles back in the days. We had to get fast ones. But he didn't do that when I was.
Yeah, but the High Patrol here, their cars are too quick. You can't get away from them, man. Even I fucking probably wouldn't be able.
Well, and they can radio to another driver, to another cop, and that's the problem.
This was, yeah, years and years ago.
Yeah, way back when.
Hey,
19th century.
They're fucking like probably.
I love that little kid.
Oh, bitch. That's too much, man. Fuck.
I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys in a bit.
See you, Bunto.
Bye. Oh,
Bye.
bye.
All right, I'm gonna. This was really just a review of Lyrical's videos. So I'm gonna start another one.
Hi.
Oh, Lyrical.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's easy trolling.
No, that was years ago. Man, she used to.
I know. Everybody
That's old,
years ago.
man.
I know. She's a free woman. She can do what she wants.
Yeah, but that was like a long time. That was hard.
It was a
I
long
don't
time
hold
ago.
it. I don't hold it against her. Like I said, if guys do it, girls do it. That's their choice. No shaming. What are you doing
Indeed.
to my chin? Why is it that you have to have my chin? Why?